Hello kids, Patrick Livingstone of EasyAnimalsToDraw.com, and today we're going to be drawing this animal.
The Labrador, or Labrador Retriever to give it its full name. My own dog is a cross between a Labrador and a Pointer. And I think he's probably closer to Labrador than a Pointer. Seems to have all the characteristics of a Labrador. So we're starting off with the largest of the three circles, which is the circle for the chest and the shoulders. I've dotted it in just to check that I was on the right track. And now I'm going back and drawing it in more solidly. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be in the right place and the right size. That's far more important. You can use a compass if you like, or an object like a lid or a coin to help you draw your circles. The most important thing is that they're the right size and the right distance from each other. The second circle is for the hips. And the third circle, smaller than either of the first two, for the head. As you can see, the circle for the head just touches the circle for the shoulders and chest. Labradors were actually first developed in Newfoundland. For some reason, nobody knows how or why, they got the name Labrador. And the name has stuck ever since. So now I'm drawing in a trapezoid shape as a guide for the muzzle. And the eye socket. Now we're joining up the head circle with the shoulder and chest circle, and now joining the hip and shoulder circle to get the overall shape of the body. Now the drawing guide will be very useful to you in doing the main drawing. So now the legs, fairly simple shapes for the legs here. The front legs, and a little bit more bent. The lines, the drawing guide for the rear legs. Like the golden retriever, Labrador is designed to go into the water and retrieve birds and even fish. They were a fisherman's dog in Canada. So I added the triangle there for the ear. And now time to do the drawing itself, starting with the eye. Viewed from the side, the eye is looking forward, and put in the pupil, and then shade it for the iris. Now the nose. Basically a duck retriever when hunting duck, and a fisherman's mate. English nobles, when visiting Canada, liked the dog and brought it back to England, where the breed was further refined, and it found its way back to America, where it has become, since 1991, the favorite breed of dog in America, most popular dog in America. Which I think is mainly due to its wonderful temperament. very gentle dog, very intelligent, gentle dog. And compared to a golden retriever, the coat is shorter and thicker. And that's because while working in Newfoundland, this dog could swim in icy waters, and if the coat was longer, the ice would form on the coat, and that could be a problem. So the dog was bred to have a short, thick, luxurious coat. Not quite short-haired, it's still a thick coat, so I'm using a slightly jagged line here to indicate that it's not as smooth as some dogs. Now the ear, which hangs down in a floppy manner. Now the tail, sometimes referred to as an otter's tail, actually helps the dog when swimming to change direction, much as an otter's tail would, because they were developed as a water dog. Now the back leg. You can see that overall it's not as muscular as some dogs. The largish body will be good for retaining heat. They're a cold water dog. So by having quite a large stocky body, it helps them retain heat in the water. So my favorite bit, where I remove the scaffolding, so to speak, the drawing guide, and as if by magic, the dog appears without any indication of the guide. It's inevitable that you'll lose some of the drawing by doing this, by removing the drawing guide. But it's no big deal, because it'll always leave a trace. The original drawing will always still be there. It'll leave a trace which you can just go back in and draw over again to firm it up. I think it's well worth doing, removing the drawing guide, and for all the time it takes. Here we are, correcting the missing bits. Now, this video is at twice the normal speed. I don't normally draw this fast. So feel free to pause it at any time when you're following along with your own drawing. And remember, you can always go over to easyanimals2draw.com, where you can find PDF files you can download to help you with your drawing. And there's lots of other animals there that you can draw. So there we are. That's the finished drawing. Time for the shading, starting with the nose. I've changed pencil here. I'm using a thicker pencil because there's quite a lot of shading to be done, because I'm drawing a black Labrador. My own dog is, as I mentioned, half Labrador, half pointer, but it's mostly black, with a small white blaze on the chest. So we're laying down a lot of graphite. People refer to a pencil as having a pencil lead, but in fact it's not lead, it's graphite, kind of carbon. And before this Labrador's finished, there's going to be quite a bit of graphite laid down on the paper here, just indicating the hair follicles of the muzzle, which I shall shade but still leave an indication of. And what I'll be trying to do here is show that it's a black Labrador, but that the coat is shiny. Very important characteristic, because of course the natural oils in the coat help it repel water. Imagine if your Labrador went into the water and soaked up water like a sponge. It would not be very effective at keeping the heat in, keeping its body heat temperature up. So Labrador has a very silky, shiny coat full of natural oils that help keep it in good condition in and out of the water. In its ancestral homeland, a lab would be assigned to a fishing boat to retrieve the fish that came off the trawl. I can just imagine a Labrador leaping all around a fishing boat, catching the fish that were loose. It's been quite a sight. As usual, I'm trying to keep the direction of the marks the same as the direction of the coat, the hairs on the coat of the animal. So you'll see me change the position of my wrist often to make it easier to do that. The Kennel Club in England recognised the Labrador in 1903 as a distinct breed, and the American Kennel Club registered the first dog of the breed in 1917. So as usual, quite a dark area, shaded by the body of the dog at the top of the furthest leg. From the viewer at the front. And although the coat is black, because it reflects the light, parts of it will appear as a medium grey, and that's what will give the illusion of a shiny coat. At the same time as showing that, I also want to show that the overall shape of the body is round. So I will shade it darker at the bottom of the belly and chest than it is at the top of the back, because overall, of course, the dog will reflect less light. The coat will be reflecting less light at the bottom than at the top. And now we're drawing that otter-like tail that's so important to the Labrador when it's in the water. Making it a little bit darker around the edge than in the middle. You'll find it very useful in your drawing to have two different kinds of pencils, at least, apart from colored pencils. One fine and one a little bit thicker like this one, depending on the animal you're drawing and even which part of the animal. Sometimes I switch from a finer, lighter pencil to a heavier, stronger one on the same animal, depending what part of the animal I'm drawing. Having first drawn in the darkest parts of the leg, I'm now going over with a softer grey, which will soften the effect of the darker marks I've made, but not hide them entirely. Again, notice that most of the marks I make are in the direction of the coat. So I'm not trying to draw in each individual hair, but by doing it like this, every mark I make gives the impression of hair. At this speed, my hand looks like a regular machine. But as I said before, it's twice normal speed. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that bell to get notifications of more videos. Give the video a thumbs up. You might like to comment on the video. Tell me what you think of it. Until the next time, bye for now.